Recently, I started using this approach called micro batch testing campaign. Surely I call it as MTC. Before I explain to you all what does MTC means, let me just explain to you why I got this idea of implementing MTC. Previously, whenever I had an idea, for example, a campaign idea, what I will do is I will just run it one campaign with 1000 leads or more, and then I see whether the idea is working. So sometimes what happens is if there's leads, it's good. However, recent times when I was just running against it, there was no reply. So what's the worst it can happen is when there's no replies, we just burn the leads. However, it might be sometimes good leads that we just waste. So to counter this, I was thinking why not we test the ideas with minimum size of leads and then we scale when the campaign is working. So that's what I call as MTC. So let me just show you a brief diagram so you can better understand. Okay, MTC. Example, you have three campaign ideas and then each you can choose like minimum size would be 100. I think it's good enough 100. So you run the test and then post the campaign, you see whether you get any replies, and then if there's replies you can derive it as the best campaign and then you can scale it. So if you take a look here, I'm currently implementing MTC for my enterprise client. So the real thing is I had three campaign ideas. One is referral, second is networking, and then the third is credibility plus curiosity. So to test these three ideas, I'm running each 100 leads against them. If the leads are responding, simply just choose the particular campaign and then scale it. However, this is where the issues will come in. If there's no leads, what will you do? So example, there's three campaigns like I mentioned. Imagine there's no replies for each of it. What would you do? You might not know which is the good campaign since we are only tracking replies. I'm still currently exploring this portion, but as of now, this is the thing that I'm currently using. If there's no leads, simply we need to troubleshoot. Okay, so there might be only two main issues. One is the audience might be wrong, or your copy might not be good. So what you do is you pick one of these first, then you test. So for instance, for me, what I'm doing is firstly, out of the three campaign, I will choose a campaign that I feel that's the best and many people will reply. So it's up to me because I don't have any metric, so I just have to choose based on my instinct. Post choosing it, what I do is I test against different roles, industries, employer, and sizes. So for example, in this particular campaign that I was explaining, I was targeting all the managers. For now, what I can do is I can maybe target the directors and then the VPs, and then I just go on and on. And then if it's maybe not even working, I can even change the industries. And then now, if I'm targeting about 50 to 100 employees, I maybe can go 1000 to 2000, just change. So, this particular thing is copy is good, but testing against different target audiences to see whether is it a target audience problem. Or if this is not working, what you do is next thing you change the copy and then you test against the same set of audience. So, for example, I know this idea is good, campaign one. I just change the copy, and then what I do is test against the same target audience that I've been testing previously, and then I see whether is it because of the copy or the target audience. So simply, it's target audience versus copy. And then this is the thing that I'm currently using MTC before I launch a actual campaign. So it's really helpful because we don't waste a good amount of leads, whereas we do the testing and then we launch the actual campaign. So this is the thing that I'm using. So soon, once I finalize and then I feel the strategy is working foolproof, and then I will create a playbook to list the actual steps on how can it be done.